recognized by the just viewing the person or the computer. He just asking the questions during the interview, chatting with the AI and the human expert. And the computer can pass the test and can be considered like artificial intelligence when the judge cannot distinguish whether he's talking with a human, the answer that he got is come from human expert, or just from the computer. So it means then that we are dealing with the artificial intelligence, and artificial intelligence is all around us. So today, in every smartwatch, smart TV, we have the artificial intelligence, and you probably seen some examples from the real life how we can apply the artificial intelligence. First of all, this is the image transformation. So we have some painters, we can recognize their style. We have some basic photo, mix it, and we have the style of the painter of our image. The other things that we go deeper to the image recognition is identifying the objects. Identifying the object, for example, for the city monitoring. So we can identify the person, we can identify the objects, we can identify the danger, the dangerous behavior. Everything can be done automatically by the AI system that is trying to identify the objects. The other application is come from Tesla, for example. So how we can simplify the hardware of the car. So the Tesla doesn't use any hardware detector for rain. The wiper sensor is based on the artificial intelligence. So we have a camera that can record the view outside the window, and if any drops appear on the window, it's recognized by the image analysis. Okay, the rain it's raining, so let's put on the sensors and wipe the rains. So this is one of the applications. The other application that is also very interesting is the research about the AI creativity, because the AI for some last years can behave like a human and can act a pattern that he already knows from the data. But today we also have a very interesting topic in the AI research as to how to create an AI that can be creative. And one of the examples is the NVIDIA project, which goal was to create the person, the photo of the person that doesn't exist. So you can play with this website that you can see this person doesn't exist, and take the picture of them, because those people are not alive. They are just created, designed by AI algorithm to find the right person that doesn't exist, or in the friendly speaking, that the model of AI doesn't know. The other application, of course, is much more for the marketing. This is what we are doing. This is the personal shop assistant. So AI doesn't look like a human. The AI is not a chat that you can play with. It is just managing for example, the whole inventory of the web store, just to match the product, to find the right product to the right user at the right time. So the AI looks like a web shops, but behind the front end, you have a lot of algorithms that decide in the real time what product may be interested for the particular user. So I will elaborate on this topic a little bit later. But we must be also aware about some other basic example for the predictions. Of course, the AI is also about the predicting, because the AI is not only a neural network. It can be some machine learning algorithms that are applied to the basic rules. So it's one of our discovery from our AI what can goes together with the sexy doll. And there are a lot of examples during the conference when I'm talking with the people what can goes together. But what surprised us during this discovery was the pump. Just basic pump, just to pump the sexy doll. So this is one of the examples that creativity of the AI can be very unlimited. But if you can see in the issue that you need the pump for the sexy doll, you probably buy it because you need it. Okay, guys, so let's go deeper, because how we create the AI. So a lot of thesis is spread all over the internet, all over the publicity, that big data is a new oil. But really, in my opinion, the oil is just the product that you can buy and sell, and after you mine it, when you transport the oil, is changing the owners, you can earn money based on the oil. That's it. The oil you can just sell and speculate on that, and you can generate the money just because you have the oil. But with the data, the things are much more sophisticated, because if you just only collecting the data, it costs. You must buy a servers, analytics, just to have the data. To go to investigate the topic, we must be aware first, what does it mean a value? Because we can earn on data only if we can create the real value. And to elaborate on this topic, let's define the value for us. What is the value for us? For me, like a business person, the CEO of the company, the value, to be honest, only if we have revenue, we have money on our account. This is the real value for the businesses, and it's the goal of any manager is to creating the value, creating the positive cash flows of the company. So for the business, the value is the money. So the question is the pure data give us money? But also the value for us as an individual is different, because for us the most valuable thing today, I think, is a time, a free time, because we have a lot of tasks, a lot of daily routine activities that we need to take care of, that we don't have a time for anything. So we can do everything to have a free time to spend it what we like. For me, myself, is just to travel. So I like travel. So to get a more free time for travel, to just delegate all my activities for anybody that can do it instead of me, or just the machine can instead of me, like in e-commerce. If we can imagine how many tasks we need to take care on daily when managing the online store, we can realize that we don't have a time for everything. We just do the most important things, but there are a lot of tasks that we just postponing and trying to do it in our time. So the free time for us as managers, for us as people, is the most important value, as the most valuable thing that we can have. So the data are valuable only if we take the real action based on data to create the value. If we just have a data, we just have a cost. But if we start acting on data, for example, in the business activities, if we start doing the marketing campaigns, if we are starting to do the real actions that can be transformed to the money in our accounts based on data, if we are able to take a smart decision based on data, we can say that data can deliver us a value. But if we have just data, just analysis, just the reports in our shelves, it's not a value. It's just a cost for storing the data. So that's why you need the AI. The AI that can utilize the data that you have to be smart, to take the smart marketing actions, to be smart in the new year in the particular task, to be more robust, to be more scalable, to do everything at once, to be as smart as we are in the particular task. This is the AI, and the food for the AI is the data. So if we can see on the process how creating the value with the data should like, I can identify such as steps that you need to perform. First of all, define the problem. Because if you would like to have just a data without to have any idea what problem would you like to solve, it's a waste of your time. So first of all, you must identify the problem that must be solved with the data. If you already have the problem, let's find out if you have enough data to identify or to find the patterns in the data, to measure the problems that you want to solve. Some problems can be solved with the Excel, but some problems need more sophisticated technology to discover some not obvious pattern to hidden rules. That's why you need the machine learning algorithms, the whole spectrum stack of the different algorithms that can in an automated way discover the knowledge that you haven't got any idea that this knowledge can exist. And then if you have such knowledge, you can now start to create AI to also incorporate the operational level of the AI to give the AI tools, to give the AI ability to act based on data and based on the knowledge that you already discovered, to not just have the reports. You need to have the AI to take the real and smart activities, marketing actions, marketing campaigns based on data and in autonomous way. And if you perform such actions, you have a chance to create value and positive cash flow on your accounts. The AI is a very wide range of different algorithms, as I said, but I'm trying to find some comparison what is related to AI, and this is something like how to cope with your children, because that growing up the children to make them a handsome man in the future, with ability to cope with life. First of all, you send your children to the school for the teachers, right? The teachers with supervised methods learn the children a lot of things that they must be learned. So this is the supervised learning. Then we have also unsupervised learning. This is all the time that the children spend playing with the other colleagues without any supervision, right? So this is the children that can learn by itself to experience with the life. And also we have the reinforcement learning. So we can give the children a word if they behave that in the way that we want, like a parents, and to punish them if they do something wrong. Right, this is the reinforcement training. The same is with the artificial intelligence. We have a different methods and strategy to learn the technology and apply this for different topics to different tasks, like the classification, like regressions, like gaming, like the skill acquisition, robot navigation, like discovering the rules in the data, like the mining and grabbing the information from the images. All of the things can be made in an automated way and with the AI. So what we like at QuarticOn are how we cope with the AI, how we use AI for e-commerce. So first of all, we need to make the comparison and to find out the ideal salesperson and to compare the online with the offline, and how the ideal salesperson behave in the offline. And the ideal salespersons and the ideal clerks, when we visit their shops, he welcomes us and he starts to talk with us. He starts asking the questions, because the good salesperson just asking the questions, the client must respond. And with the right question, the customer is responding what he needs. And then he, by the experience, the salesperson identify the best product for the client. He goes to the shop shelves, find the inventory, and provide to the users, recommend to the user, hey, this product will be the best fit for your taste. But on online, it is very hard to have a salesperson for each visitor, the human salesperson. So that's why you need to have some kind of technology, some kind of automation, some kind of the algorithms that can identify the user needs and respond with the real marketing action at the right time. So how it works on online? On online, the customer speaks to us by their behavior. If we are able to grab the interactions with the website, to identify the page that they are visiting, to discover the knowledge, to discover the reason of the visiting, to discover the needs, we can start to respond, to do the dialogue with the customers by identification their behavior, and respond with the right product, right marketing actions based on the knowledge that we have about the users. To help them to find the right product in the right time. Also the time is much more shorter than in offline, because usually in the web shop we have about 90 seconds to help customers to find the right product. If the web shop doesn't support customers finding the right product based on their interest, the customer is gone, because he's not interested. If he is starting to have the struggles with the navigation of the web shops, he's starting to be impatient to find the right product. So we have a little time to find out what is the real need of the customers and to meet the customers' needs with matching them with the right product that we have in offer. If we now multiply the numbers of the products that we have in our inventory with number of the users that we have, the problem becomes really complex. So usually if you have 1 million visitors, 1 million shoppers online, you need to have 1 million different versions of your web shop at once. So it's a very complex situation to manage all of the customers' needs, to build the personalized shopping experience with the users that are coming to your website at the once time, to make our shops dynamic, to make our shops much more friendly for the customers, that the shops that can respond to the particular customer's needs by the product that they are interested. So usually you have the different application of the AI. So first of all, this is the total personalization of the web shop. So if you have 1 million different visitors, you will have 1 million different versions of the shops. You have different recommendations, more than 100 strategies how to recommending the products, because it's very important to understand and to adopt the AI in the strategy of providing the products to the customers with the sales funnel, with the engagement of the customers. If we go deeper in our analysis, it is very easy to find out that the product page, for example, is one of the most important page on our shop. This is one of the top browsing page and visited page on our shops, because usually the customers are visiting and the product page, for example, from the search engine, they just type the products and land on the product page. So it is most frequently browsed product, most frequently browsed page in your web shops. So what is the goal of the product page? First of all, the product page must describe the product that the customers entered, right, that the customers want to buy. So we need to identify, to write everything about this product. But if the customers doesn't like the product page must also engage the customers to browse the web shops. So if the product page only describes the products, the customers probably will abandon the session and go back from the source, from the place that he visited your store, for example, for the search engine, to find the other products in the other shops. So we need to keep engaging customer by, for example, recommending the similar product that the AI identifies as similar for the users and can fit their taste. If the customers already find the right product, the product page must also inspire the customer for the additional purchase, to make the cart shopping bigger by the cross-selling strategies. The artificial intelligence must also cope with the new products, because usually the statistical algorithms like the collaborative filtering of the basket analysis doesn't cope with the new products without any history, any interactions with the website. For example, with the history of the transaction. If we have no data about if the products were bought together, we cannot recommend them to the users, because the collaborative filter doesn't find any interesting relationship between the product. That's why the artificial intelligence, using some other sophisticated algorithms, some strategic for learning, must identify the relationship between the products that hasn't been sold in the web shops. The other application is what people usually don't like, but in some cases it can work a lot, is the behavioral pop-ups. Behavioral pop-ups that can be displayed to the user in the right time for the particular situation. So there is some scenarios for the cross-selling pop-up, for example. If I'm add the product to the cart, I have the cross-selling pop-up with the product, with some complementary product that I may be also interested. This pop-up is very, very convertible, because I'm already focused on the product, I'm already added to the cart. And it's very easy to inspire me for the additional purchase. So if we show to the customers that the good pop-up with the good content, we can increase the revenue from the web shops up to 10%. So there is also the cases. The other cases is also the personalization of the static content of the banners. So, for example, if we have clothes shops, if we have a woman and man, if we recognize that the user is interested in the woman fashion, we must display to them the banners with the women's promotion and the women's inventory. If we have a man, just to change the banners in the communication with the men's content. So I also prepared the live demo. Usually the live demo I can show you how in the live examples how the AI can work. So I'm start to do the screen sharing. If it's something went wrong, just give me a hint on chat. Okay. Okay, guys. Now you should see my screen. Okay, I have some basic example from one of our customers is the book customers. So let's say we call it the personalized landing page. It works like this, that we have only the products that are most relevant to the particular user. So I'm the new visitor, so I have some random content on the content base for the bestsellers. So the page looks like here. And what our AI will do if we are starting to looking for children books. Okay, we have the fixed net Nika, and the customers engage in the children's books category. I will click a little to let know our AI. Okay, what is my current need? What I'm looking for? Okay, maybe one more. So I'm still trying to find the right book. For my case, the Felix, okay, this I read, okay, maybe once more. Okay, so what I've already done is that I behave like a typical customer. So I tell to the web shops, hey, I'm interested in children books, for example, the Felix. What our AI now should respond. So I'm refresh the page, okay. And let's see what the AI will find out. Okay, my personalized shopping assistant identify. I'm looking for the books for the kids. So in the real time, the system identify. Okay, my needs are about the Felix net, and the system provides me the books that I haven't visited yet. This is the new books from the catalog. So the AI helps me to discover the more product in my inventory to in the right time in the real time they adjust the shop content with the right recommendation, with the dynamic recommendation. So every user at one time see different products here. So to be more to show you what will happen if I'm starting to looking for the criminal books, for Coben, for example, the other users the same time is looking for the other books, and what will happen next? Okay, so I'm a new user or the same user, whatever. I'm starting to browse more product from the thrillers category, for the criminal category. And during this process, I'm making a dialogue with the AI, because I cannot see any chat here, but the AI can identify my current behavior, my current needs, and find out what I'm looking for. And when I'm already finished, okay, let's give a chance for our personalized shop assistant, what he will recommend to me if I was browsing the category of the criminal. So I have the product much relevant to my current taste. So if you can imagine, so if we now have 1 million different visitors, every visitor will see here different content that is based on the data, based on AI, and the content that is generated live by our AI, and adjust the content to the particular customers. So if the web page is relevant to the customers' needs, the customers engage more and buy more content. So usually this this kind of web page, like you can see with the personalized product recommendations, can have about the 30% of the conversion rates. So it's a very helpful for our customers, and we can see in the data that the customers like it and engage more. The other thing, as I told you, the other example I can show is from our demo shop. I can show you how we can play with the pop-ups, for example. So as I told you, we have a three different. My favorite strategy how to play with the pop-ups. One is when I'm, for example, choose the products and add to the cart button, so I have the cross-selling pop-up. This is some product that is complementary to the product I already bought, and I can and the customers may be also interested. So those for different products, you will have a different recommendations here based on the probability, what kind of products can go together with the product I can already add to the cart. The other pop-up is also the one of the smart pop-up. Maybe it's not useful for the fashion industry, but for example, for electronics or for the for electronics, when we are buying some electronics devices, usually what people are doing, they are just selecting the product title, make a copy, and go to the Google. And what we can do with that? You identify the situation that the customers wants to go to the Google, say, hello, don't go anywhere. We have a special offer for you. Don't go to Google. We can offer you a special price here. If you identify the situation when the users wants to abandon our web page, our product page, we can react in the real time. If you react in the right way, we have a more chance to keep engagement and to avoid the abandonance of our product page. Of course, the other things, which is also the very popular strategies, is to identify exit intent pop-up. And for example, if you want to exit and go with mouse something here, we can provide the exit intent pop-ups and provide some similar product recommendations here to the product I'm already browsing. Because probably I would like to leave this product because I don't like this product. If I provide the most similar products, the second choice of the other customers, or the other products that the AI identify like a product that can engage customers. If we provide that, we can keep engaging customers in browsing our web page. Okay, let's go back to the presentations. So as you can see, the live demo also works on the webinars. Okay, so website is one thing, but also we must communicate with the customers with the other channels. So we can also engage AI to manage the customer's lifetime value, life cycle. So based on our experience, based on the standard online retailers process, how they cope with the communication with the customers, with your loyal customers, how to be the loyal customers, we provide some strategy that is also supported by the AI, but I will elaborate for the moment about it. So for the most important task that usually online managers are doing with the emails campaign, they just want to prepare the most relevant email message to the users. So they starting to divide the customers to segments, to just put to the email message the related content. I have also some situation with the customer when I'm asking them, how do you cope with your email marketing strategy? Okay, my process looks like here that I'm asking my analytical team from the data warehouse, just select me the list of our customers who recently bought, let's say, TV, and what you do the next. Also, I just categorize the customers from the product category that they bought recently, and for each segment, I'm creating a different campaign and different newsletter and different content. But the things can change if you think about the email marketing and communicating with the customers like on the personalized web page. If we just identify the right events during the lifetime and give to the algorithms the managing of the content that is sent to the users, that you can apply the AI to decide whether to send to the users the product from the TV categories or the products from the smartphone, on the products from the let's say toys. And if it's done automatically, you don't need to cope with the different kind of segmentation and make your email campaigns complex. What we must focus on is the stage of the engagement of the customers. Usually, if we investigate the customers' behavior on different web shops, the process of managing their lifetime is really the same, because every visitors is coming to the website. So what you should do when the new customers are coming to your website to have a possibility to communicate with the customers, you must acquire the email. You must subscribe the customers to your marketing base. So you usually display to the users the pop-up, welcome pop-up. Hey, subscribe to my newsletter base. I have a special promo code for you. This is the very standard and common situation. Okay, so we already have the contact to the user, the email. Then what will happen next? So the users enter to your homepage or enter to your webpage and start browsing. Browse the web page, and he decides, okay, nothing interesting for me, I abandoned. I'm bored, I'm not ready for buying now. So what we can do next? We can send the follow-up the follow-up emails with the content which is related to the last session. So we can, for example, send to the users, hey, we have the other products that you are interested, but you haven't browsed it yet. So the special promotion for you, the content which is personalized and relevant to the particular taste. We have the one template of the emails, but the system decides in the automated way what about the content for the particular users based on his behavior. And if you go deeper with the sales funnel, we have the next stage of the engagement. This is the cart amendment. This is also popular with the users add something to the cart and decide to leave her page. Okay, if you have the email or any device to communicate with the customers, you can also send the follow-ups to the customers. Hey, you missed something in the cart. Your products will be already gone within 1 hour. The different strategies. And then if finally we got the transaction, this is also the opportunity to starting the new sales process to send the thank you email to the customers, but also inspire with some questions related to his last behavior, and do the others follow-up just to start over again. If the customers visit our web shops again, the process starting again with the same situation, because the customers probably has a new need. But the main issue of the customers here is not to identify these events, but to customize the content, to prepare, to produce the email templates, to produce the newsletters, to decide what content to put to the customers, when to send, or if we have follow-ups message, for example, for cart abandon, when should we send the first email to the customers, when we should send the second email to the customers. All of these parameters comes from our experience or the blogs or the information that we can grab from the internet. But the other strategy for that is to discover the roles, just to give the AI the decision to play with all of these parameters that we need to manage to find the most optimal set of parameters to cope with the communication with the customers, with the timing, with the content. Everything can be automated. Usually when you send the emails to the customers, you don't need to have different products or different newsletters for different segments of the customers. You don't need to segment your customers, because the most valuable segment, the most precise segment is the segment of the one customers with his unique need. The segment just makes some general rules about the group of the users. But if you focus on the particular customers and apply the AI in the real time, you can create in the moment a different version of the newsletters, different content of the newsletters, which with the products with the highest probability to be purchased by the customers. And everything can go from the data, everything can go from the machine learning, everything you can discover in the automated way. So from our side, we can apply all this strategy for an e-commerce. Usually, when we start with the customers, for us, our journey just starts with adding one simple JavaScript code to the web page. Then we advise and take the responsibility how to parameterize the system, how to set up, how to with the supervised learning tell to our algorithms, hey, you have the particular category. The goal of this web shop is to increase, for example, the cart size, or to limit the abandoned carts, or to increase the conversion rate. So there's some parameters that we can adjust at the beginning, and journey with the AI can start very easy without an engagement from the IT sides, usually because we don't require an engagement from the IT side just to start and play with the AI. So AI, from my perspective, is a tool that can help us to create the value, to create the free time of the e-commerce managers, to don't bother with all daily activities, to don't doing the big research about the best practice, how to cope with the abandoned carts. If you have enough data, if you have a traffic on your sites, you can incorporate AI algorithms to learn and to find the best parameters to automate some marketing campaigns, some marketing activities on your web page in autonomous way without spending any time from your side. So also with the AI, you don't need to spend time for the managing the system. Just if you trust in AI, like me, you can just let AI to manage by themselves your web shops. From my side, that's it. I'm really thank you for your time. So we can just have a few minutes for questions. If you just want to ask me something, just type on the chat and I will respond. So I will stay here for the few minutes here. If any question, just write it. Somebody's typing. Okay, thank you. Okay, guys, so we finally put and upload the presentation on the YouTube, so you can download, watch again. And if you have any question, just message us, send an email, whatever you want. Take care and good luck. Bye.